Why do you think that Chicago has become America's largest outdoor shooting range?
That is Senator John Kennedy, who is questioning Dr. Megan Ranney of the Yale School of Public Health on a Senate hearing on gun crime. And she's going to respond to what he's saying there. And you've heard comments like this. You know the dog whistle that is there. But I want to give you just a little bit more of what Kennedy had to say before the response. Take a look at this.
Do you think it's because of Chicago citizens who have no criminal record, but who have lawfully a gun in their home for protection or perhaps for hunting? Or do you think it's because of a finite group of criminals who have rap sheets as long as King Kong's arm?
He's one of the weirdest people. I think he went to like really good schools and like I think he's a lawyer, but like he either has become one of the dumbest people in public office or he does a really good job of playing one of the dumbest, weirdest people in public office. But anyway, it turns out there are some issues with the framing of his question and his assumptions that are baked into that. So here is the response from the actual expert.
So Mississippi, Louisiana, and Missouri actually have higher firearm death rates. Obviously, there's certain...
What about Chicago?
So I don't live in Chicago. It's not my primary area of research.
You don't have an opinion on that?
I think there's easy access to firearms combined with environmental conditions, lack of great education. There have actually been studies showing that when you green vacant lots and repair abandoned buildings in urban neighborhoods, you see decreases in gunshots, in violence, as well as in stress and depression in the neighborhoods around them.
No disrespect, Doc, but that sounds a lot like word salad to me.
Word salad, and he doesn't abide word salad or actual salad. He doesn't get any vitamins, which is why his brain is rotting in his skull. She made great points there that I think demand some interesting follow-ups. Her overall point that he refuses to acknowledge because it blows a massive hole in his racist framing of the issue is that those states have higher gun death rates than Chicago. Now, I understand why people like Senator Kennedy want to just focus on Chicago and not on the fact that the higher rates are in a number of these states. In fact, why don't we show you? This is data from the CDC, the states with the highest firearm mortality rates per 100,000 in 2021. And I'm noticing a pattern to the partisan labeling of these states there. And you know what, why don't we go all the way down to the end of the list, the lowest gun death rates. And you're gonna notice, oh, there's a bit of a pattern there. It's so weird that pattern is so clear. Weird that he didn't want to address any of that and just said that it was word salad. Francesca, what do you think?
I mean, I think it's great they're actually discussing this in the Senate, right? The fact that we're having this hearing, we don't have hearings on firearm deaths. We don't have hearings on we don't have hearings on like, police deaths and things like that. So I'm glad. But of course, when you have, the foghorn leghorn of the Senate, Kennedy, all he wants to hear is one word. Okay, I'm gonna talk about colors, all right? There's yellow, there is green. What is the color here that I'm wearing? It's white, sir. No, it's black. Let's talk, like, come on. He just wants to talk about race. He's so racist. He's trying anything. And like, unless you're attributing this to Black Americans and some extra bone in their body that gives them the crime, but right, like, I know what I'm saying sounds insane, but that's literally what he wants her to say. That is where he wants this hearing to go. And it's just wild that we're like, why can't we have nice things in this country? Why can't we like have gun buyback programs? Why can't we have green spaces in urban areas? Why can't we stop gun violence? And it's like, oh, because white supremacists and racists like John Kennedy, what's his name? John Kennedy?
John Kennedy, yeah.
I don't know, foghorn leghorn. They want to just blame this on people's race.
100%. By the way, I looked it up. He went to Vanderbilt, the University of Virginia School of Law, and then Oxford University. That's a resume as long as King Kong's dong. Okay. Okay, Foghorn.
You said
By the
dong.
way, I know. I think we're allowed to say that, right? Am I gonna get in
Yeah.
trouble? Anyway, I didn't go to Oxford. I'm a dumb donkey. So, by the way, we showed you the list of the states that had the highest mortality rate from firearms, and that's the ones that had the lowest. But I don't think that actually gets across how big the gap is. Massachusetts, which has the lowest firearm mortality rate, has a rate of 3.4 per 100,000 people. 3.4. The highest, which is Mississippi, is 33.9. That's 10 times higher. So many of these states have 8, 9, 10 times higher than the ones on the lower end of the spectrum.
He's from Louisiana.
Yeah, and Louisiana is at 29.1. Now, I understand that you can't just say it's a Democratic city or it's a group of black people or whatever, but like maybe you should look at that, because this seems like clear evidence that laws can have an actual impact. Maybe not everywhere we'd like to, maybe not instantly, maybe firearm deaths don't totally go away, but it seems like it can have an impact.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.